And Democratic candidate for governor, State Senator Creigh is locked in another tough battle with Bob McDonnell just 4 years after McDonnell beat him by only a few hundred votes in the race for Attorney General. And Senator Deeds joins me now to talk more about the race for governor. First, Senator Deeds, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Ron.
I know how busy you are, so it does mean a lot that you took the time to talk to us. First off, the GOP has spent a lot of time criticizing your transportation plan. In fact, they say you don't have a transportation plan. First, tell me, what is your plan, and can you do it without raising taxes?
My plan is the only one that has any chance of working because it's the only one that has worked in the last 30 years. It's basically the same approach to transportation that Jerry Blau's book the day after I'm elected. I'll begin assembling a bipartisan team, Democrats, Republicans, lawmakers, businessmen, people, transportation experts, people who care about transportation, with the idea of coming up with a plan to fund and to support transportation. The reality is that you probably reported already, we're facing another cut in transportation funding. Soon we're not going to be able to match the federal construction dollars necessary to keep our construction project underway. We've got to come up with a plan for transportation. We've got to come up with a for it next year. And if the plan that this commission comes up with is supported by a bipartisan majority of the General Assembly and contains new funds that have a nexus to transportation that aren't an invasion of the general fund, that is education, public safety, public health, I'm going to sign the bill.
And that includes if a gas tax is included. Will you raise taxes to do that?
Everything is on the table that has a nexus to transportation.
Okay. Now, you spent a lot of time attacking Bob McDonnell in this thesis that he wrote back when he was a graduate student. You said that it displays a record of a conservative ideology, but now there's been a perception, and polls have shown that you've become a negative candidate as a result of that. How would you respond to that?
I would respond that if you know, and you guys here at Channel 12 can figure it out, Bob McDonnell's spending more money on negative ads than I'm spending on negative and positive ads, and I'm doing 50% positive, 50% negative. The thesis puts Bob's record into context. It helps explain why he never introduced a bill to create a job. You know, I introduced the legislation that put the Governor's Opportunity Fund in the code. Since that legislation took effect, we've created or saved 80,000 jobs in Virginia with it. You know, Bob never introduced a bill to expand an educational opportunity. I come from a part of the state where there's not a lot of economic opportunity. I've been totally focused on economic development and education since I've been a member of the General Assembly.
One of Mr. McDonnell's prominent supporters, Sheila Johnson, made fun of the way you speak. It's become a YouTube sensation. Your campaign actually put it out. Were you angry when you saw that video, and do you think he should apologize?
Well, you know, I wasn't angry. It was, I thought, a little personal, and it's too bad that, I mean, I'm a big boy. I can take it. You know, I didn't get drafted to run for governor. I volunteered. I felt it was my time to run for governor. But I think that it is a slam at a lot of people, and certainly a lot of, it was unnecessary, and I'm a little disappointed. I was disappointed when I saw it, and I'm disappointed that the McDonnell campaign has not stepped away from it.
Is President Obama going to come back to Virginia and campaign on your behalf?
President Obama will be back in Virginia, yes.
And to campaign for you?
He will be back into Virginia to campaign for me. You know, he's been in Virginia a number of times this year on you know, government policy, and I did not feel like it was appropriate to cross the line and try to blur politics with policy.
But you say within the next 19 days we'll see you and Barack Obama standing on a stage in Virginia.
You will, yes.
Now, you, in the past, in a recent debate, you refused to call yourself an Obama Democrat. Are you concerned that an association with him in a big public forum like that could turn off some independent voters?
Listen, I support the president, but I will not visit my sins upon anyone else. I'm responsible. I support the president. I think he's doing a good job. I've worked hard for his election last year, and I want him to be successful. It's in the interest of every single American citizen that he be successful as president of the United States. But I speak for myself. I'm my own kind of Democrat, and I've always just been a Creigh Democrat.
Now, you're behind in the polls.
I am.
And you've told me in the past that you like being in that position. Do you think that you can get up this hill between now and the 19 days left to go to win the governor's race?
Absolutely. We're closing the gap on a daily basis. It was 9-point separation on a poll released last Friday. As of Tuesday, we closed the gap to 7 points, and I'm confident we're going to get there. You got to remember, I've done this before. You know, 4 years ago, I ran for Attorney General. I was down by 8 points. With 7 days left, and I ended up losing by 17 1/1000ths of a percentage point. 20 days out from the Democratic primary this spring, I was down by 23 points. We won by 23 points, so I'm confident we can win.
All right, Senator Creigh, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks so much, Ron.
All right, thanks.